everyone, it's Trisha at the Inky Planner. Welcome back, and I'm just going to do a plan with me video today. I'm just sitting down to plan out the month of May, and I'm using my Carpe Diem month on 2-page inserts that come with the Carpe Diem planner. I really like these inserts, and I don't really have too much of a plan. All I've done so far is I have these little just Avery stickers. They were leftovers that I had pre-colored from previous weeks, and I just filled them out with the events that I know I have going on in May. So it's going to be a pretty busy month, and I wanted to see, when I plopped them all down here, whether they were pretty balanced visually throughout the month. I didn't want to have, you know, a ton of things over on this side of the page and not much action over here. So I just wanted to kind of lay that out and see. I'm going to peel all these stickers off because it does look like it's pretty well balanced. The only other thing that I know at this point is that I have just opened recently my Chloe kit from Felicity Jane, and I am just drooling over these gorgeous colors and these gorgeous papers and the cutter part stickers, these little puffy stickers. Just everything is gorgeous. So I'm going to use this as color inspiration, and I'm going to tie in like my ink color choices to go with this. I love the bit of gold foil that it has. So this is sort of my starting point. I'm going to try to use as much of these elements as possible and this color scheme. So I'm going to gather my thoughts and ideas together, peel off all these stickers, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I've started off by just cutting off a strip of this beautiful striped paper and kind of measuring it so that it just goes across the top. I'm going to adhere that across the top, and then I think I'm going to use the letter stickers to create the title. Okay, I've adhered these down, and I've cut out one of the labels from the sticker sheet, and I'm just going to put that here over off to the side and make that as a little layering piece. And I've taken a couple of the polka dot letters and I just put them on some wax paper so I can see the spacing, and I love the size of these because they'll fit right on this small label, and it'll be just enough to make them stand out. So and you can just peel them right off that wax sheet and line them up on your project once you know how much space you need. All right, we have a couple of weekend events in May, and so I thought that I would cut these little sticker paper strips. They actually start about twice as wide, and then I just cut them in half lengthwise to make them a little thinner, and I'm just going to use those across the Friday, Saturday, and the following Sunday to sort of tie the weekends together and to give like a little visual representation of the whole weekend event. Okay, so that is stuck down now, and this one just happens to be Memorial Day weekend, so I'm just going to write that in. We go away for the whole weekend, which is why it's kind of important to have the whole thing. And actually, shoot, I should have kept that all the way through to Monday, so let's fix that. And I just like to take a little ruler and draw a little line. To kind of indicate that that stretches that whole time, and I'll do the same thing here. I think I'll just continue with a line. I don't even need to rewrite it. I know what it is. There. All right, so that weekend is in. And then the previous weekend, we have another event that runs Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well. So I think I'm going to do the same exact thing, but just choose a different strip of sticker paper. And I've got this pretty one here that I think I'm going to use, and I'm just going to cut it in half again to make it skinnier. Okay, I have that one in. This one actually does end on Sunday, so I did that one correctly. And I'm going to write this one in as well. So you may have noticed I haven't put the dates in yet. what I have found is that sometimes I end up putting stickers over where the dates go, and they don't always, I don't know, they don't always need to be there. I put most of them in, but then some that I'll skip just because of the way that I fill the rest in. So I'm going to do that at the end and see how that works out. Okay, the other sort of biggest event that we have going on in May is over here, which is my daughter's first communion. Okay, this is another one of those paper strips from the sticker sheet, the cutter parts, and I just cut it down a little bit, and I'm going to flag the end by cutting a little slit up the middle and then cutting from each corner to make the little pointy end, so kind of make it into a little banner shape. And I figured that could be layered behind that little circle, which I could cut off there, which I think is cute, and then maybe I'll put even like another little sticker, heart sticker on there, get a couple layers going. So let's do that. I'm going to hear that, and I have been liking lately to have things outside of their box, especially if it's a prominent event. I've found that, like, you know, crossing these lines sometimes, I just like the flow of it better. Everything's not so, you know, perfectly organized into the little boxes. Let's see how that looks if I just cut one little edge. And put it like that, so it's kind of falling off the edge there. I like that. All right, I'm going to take one of these little pink hearts off of the sticker sheet, and we're just going to kind of add it to this cluster over there. And if anybody does not use tweezers, oh my gosh, they are such a great tool when you're working with little stickers. And these particular ones are the kind where when you release them, they pinch, and when you squeeze them is when they let go. So it's really nice. So you can grab something small and then just sort of keep it there until you're ready to release it, and then you pinch again. Okay, and I also wanted to give a major shout out to Gina, who designs these sticker sheets, or the cut aparts, Felicity Jane, because they were a perfect match to whatever size random punch I had in my stash. So, man, that makes it great, because I cannot cut out a nice circle to save my life. So all of these circles came in the sticker sheet, and I just punched them out, which was wonderful. Okay, so I just wrote in that that's my daughter's communion, and now I'm gonna open this teeny little puffy sticker sheet that I just think are so sweet. And I might add one of these tiny little dots to this cluster as well. Just add in one more color. I think I'm going to bring in that yellow. Ooh, try to grab it without totally ruining it. And just put that on there. Kind of bring in this like light lemony yellow color. Pretty. All right, so also in the cut apart sheet, there is this beautiful like watercolory ribbon banner, and I just took one edge of it because I'm going to have this coming in up here as well. I kind of misspoke earlier. I said that Catherine's first communion was our big highlight of the month, but I can't forget my little one's birthday. Our youngest is turning 3 this Sunday, which is May 1st. So I kind of forgot that that was going to be into May. So I've got to put that up here as well. And I thought I'd give her a little banner. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to have that come all the way from the edge of the page or just from the box. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. And I do think I'm going all the way to the edge here. And I'm letting that sort of just encroach up there on the day headers. And I'll write that in. And we do have some other things going on this day. It's going to be a very busy day, but I don't want to detract too much from that. So I'm just going to kind of put them in with bullet points. Okay, so I got those written in. You guys, I can't tell you, I got this slim friction pen, and I have loved my friction pens. I think I started with the 07, and then I went down to the 05, and then I saw someone using this 038 size, and I love it. I have smaller handwriting to begin with, or at least I can when I want to, and I just love how like dainty and I don't know, unobtrusive this can be, and you can get a lot of things in a list without it looking so overwhelming. I'm really happy with this pen. I'm gonna have to get lots of these. Okay, so I've got her birthday indicated, and now I'm gonna just take a peek at my calendar and see what other big events I need to, you know, kind of make prominent before I fill in the little stuff. Okay, now I'm going to get into a little bit of stamping, and this is where I pull out my handy swatch book for all my inks, and I'm just going to try to come up with some inks that either match or complement these colors very nicely. And I do have all of my inks in here, although some of them are not optimum inks for using in the planner, so I take that into consideration too. Like some of the dye inks really do bleed through. Like that's a pretty good match, and this is a Stampin' Up! Ink, which I know doesn't bleed through on this paper, so that might be a really pretty color to use, sort of a greenish undertone yellow color. So I ended up coming up with these three choices that I thought were really nice matches to the colors in this kit. They're all Stampin' Up!, which works beautifully with my planner. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those, and I don't know that I'll use them all, but I'm going to start putting in a few events, but I want to do it really subtle. So I grabbed this teeny little heart. I'm not sure when this video will air, but if this video airs before the 30th of April, then this is a sneak peek of the new Planner Girl stamp set from Studio L2E, which is awesome. And I'm just taking the teeny little heart from here because this is such a feminine, pretty page already, with the ribbon and the pretty florals. So the pretty little heart as a bullet point for my events will be a nice touch, I think. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my little heart, and I always kind of do a couple on scratch paper first to make sure that everything's coming out good. And I have two things going on Wednesday, so I'm just going to put a little heart in there in that yellow color. I've shown this before in other videos. I'm going to use my absorber to clean that color off. And then I think I might go to the Cantaloupe Melanie color for the other heart, just to mix it up a little bit. And put two things on that page. And I also have a few things to remember on Monday. So I'm going to do that one, and then this really pale kind of sky blue color. Really pale, and I love it. It's very pretty. And then grab my little slim pen that I love and write those in. When I'm choosing the things that I want to put on my monthly spread, I try only to choose the things that are unusual. So if I have something that I do every single Thursday at the same time, I won't add that. Like in this case, piano lessons are just starting back up for my kids. And so this is like a new thing for us, something to remember. This is like the startup. And then Julia has playgroup every Monday, our youngest, but this week they don't have a playgroup. So this is sort of the exception to the rule. So that's why I make note of it. Everybody, you know, likes to do different things with their monthly, but I want to try to keep it sort of a very high level overview so that when I look at it, just sort of the unusual events are jumping out at me. So this Sunday right here is actually Mother's Day. And I've not forgotten about it, but I do have two, big events in our family on kind of on either side of it, the Sunday before and the Sunday after. So I want to find a way to, indicate it and make it special, but without having so much weight over here with all of these big clusters. So I'm just going to wait on that and come back to it. All right, so over here on this Friday, which is the 13th, my parents are coming home from Florida. We live in Michigan, and they still do too, but they spend from October to the middle of May in Florida, and we miss them. We do get to go down and visit, but it's just not the same as having them around the corner. So they come home for the whole summer, and this is the day they get home, which is awesome. So I am going to put a label here and make it like a little bit of a larger event. Plus I like that it's going to balance some of this weight that I have on this side over here and some of the color. And then in all honestness, because we're all real here, I also was peeling off those stickers I had on here earlier, and I think I got a little aggressive and I peeled up a tiny bit of my paper. And it's not the end of the world, but this will just cover it right up. So it serves a lot of good purposes. And this little label was another one of the cut-aparts from the sheet, from the Felicity Jane kit. And then in that same cool Planner Girl stamp set, there is like a triple heart, and I'm wondering if I could fit that right in here, just to give it a little extra oomph. If not, then I'll do the larger one. We'll see if it fits. There. Okay, so I just put a couple of those hearts on the edge of that label. So I'm going to go through the rest of the month and just sort of do all of these smaller events and plug those in with my heart stamp. And I won't make you watch all of the rest of that, but it'll all be kind of the same. I'll just mix up my colors and finish up the month, and then meet you back here. Okay, so I got partway through getting all of my events in, and I dropped my stamp. I get so mad at myself. So I thought I would just leave this in the video because I just recently did a stamping video about how you can try to correct errors, and that was my daughter, sorry. How you can try to correct errors and live with them in your page. So I'm going to use that trick and try to buff this off a little bit. And if I don't have luck with that, we'll have to figure something else out. Okay, so I'm back and it is working. Look, it's looking a lot better. Luckily, this is a nice thick paper, so it's holding up pretty well to the buffing. And there is, there is a texture change, but most of the color is gone. I'm going to use an eraser to just sort of smooth out the little pilly parts the best that I can. And I'll just have to live with the result. So I think it's looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was, and that's just okay with me. Sort of a nice light buffing to finish it off. Okay, I can live with that. So just, if you haven't seen my other video, in the Stamping 101 video that I did just prior to this, I talked about fixing mistakes, and this was one of the techniques that I shared. And this was a dye ink. This is Stampin' Up! Dye ink, so even an ink that soaks into the paper a little bit, you can still do this and kind of buff off the error. An important thing to remember is if you're working on any pre-printed paper or something that you have printed, like a printable off on your computer, you don't want to buff over the lines because there's a chance that you're going to also erase these, the lines or your title where it says Friday or whatever. So just be careful where you're buffing. Okay, now that we fixed that problem, I'm going to continue along with all of my little events. And you can also maybe notice that I put a little bit of washi under this label just to make it stand out a little bit more and to balance my polka dots over here. I kind of liked how that looked. So I'm just going to continue along with the last few weeks for the events. Okay, I've finished up with my events. I have one more birthday to add, and then for my daughter's birthday, I have this cute washi tape, which is all these different adorable cupcakes. I don't know how well you can see those, get them to focus, but so cute. They're all a little different. So I was just going to cut a single cupcake out and use it to sort of decorate that date on her page or on our spread here. I'm going to pick the one that I like the best. I think it's this one. And I think I'm going to get my these Tim Holtz scissors work really well on this tape. Go back to my trusty tweezers and just see if there's somewhere that I like this. Okay, there. I like that. It's got a little bit of that sort of teal blue color, a little bit of pink, a little bit of yellow in the frosting. I thought that was cute. And then let's see if another one of these could go down here. It's Wednesday. And I'm just going to place that down here. Okay, I'm obsessed with this polka dot washi. I use it all over the place. And it was just so perfect with this spread that I'm going to add a little bit on the bottom just to sort of fill up these blank days after the month ends. Just take up a little space there. And it sort of ties together the polka dots from the other parts of the page. And I am very close to finish. I have 2 more things to add. I have a half day of school on this Friday, Mother's Day over here, and then I want to number my boxes, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do that yet. And then I think I said I might just add a little shadowing on the title just so it sticks out just a bit more. So I'll wrap this up with those couple of items. Okay, here's what I've done. I went ahead and added a little puffy heart from the Chloe kit to indicate Mother's Day, and I also added a partial circle from the cut apart sticker sheet just to put the year up there and to sort of balance out the circle that I have over here. And then I'm now working on just this half day that I have on this one Friday, and in the stamp set that came with the Chloe kit there is this little block of parallel lines, which I thought was real pretty, and I thought in a soft color that would be a nice background, and then I could just write the event right on top of it, and it would just give it a little bit more weight than these tiny hearts, but not like a full label weight, if you will. So I'm just about to write that in. All right, now I'm going to take a slightly bolder pen. This is a .03 precision pen, and I'm going to do my best to add a little bit of shadowing just on one side of these letters and just make them pop a little bit. Okay, so I was able to put a little shadowing on here, and I'm really happy with what that does to these letters. I love these letters, but because they don't have any outline to them, I thought it just made them pop a little bit more to give them a little shadow. And finally, for numbering the boxes, I decided that I was just going to put it in with my pen. Just do it real small and do it by hand, because I'm just liking how sort of clean and light this looks, and I don't want to fill it with a lot of ink. And I'm a big stamper, so this is a very light stamping month for me, but I'm just going to go ahead and write these in, and I think then I will be done. All right, I've gone ahead and numbered my boxes, and I realized that the month ends one day later than I thought. So I'm just, oops, that wasn't a very clean tear there. So I'm just going to adjust my washi accordingly and give that a little snip. And you can see my numbering is not perfect. I just liked having it real kind of fine line like this. And then I skipped a lot. So on the first, everything's covered up, so I just don't even indicate that it's the first. Same thing over here on the 12th and 13th. You know, there's a handful of places where I'm skipping them. I think I will write this one in. Where I'm skipping them, but otherwise I think that's about it. I'm finished with the month. I like how it looks. I like the balance of all the pretty beautiful papers. This Chloe kit, oh my gosh. And the beautiful thing about these kits is there's so much in them. I didn't even scratch the surface. I have tons left to work with for scrapbook pages or inside my weeks in my planner or anything else I want for projects. So thanks for watching. I always appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe to my page. You can find me on Instagram at Inky Planner as well. Please comment if you have any thoughts, and hope to see you back soon. What, honey?
I broke the thing of the ring toss.
Did you? Let me see.
Look.
Oh no. Okay.
I got the hook unstuck, and then I tried it to get on my blue stool to I did it and bit the ring toss on this.
It got broken?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was an accident, right?
But today, could you please fix it?
I will try. I'm going to have Daddy fix it. Give me a kiss. It was an accident. It's okay. Come here and smooch me. Okay.